What happened to you? At least with you, where you're at, some people are saying, what are you doing, bro? Why are you not like making a couple adjustments, but you're like, no, this is all I'm going to talk about and da-da-da-da-da. Great. So you're not controlled. People may not agree with you, but you don't come across as a guy that's controlled, right? They don't have 100%. To like you, but you don't come across as a guy. Now, some will say, well, you took money from Soros in the past. They'll say
by the way.
All I'm saying to you is they'll say that's happened, all that stuff. But to me, you're unhinged, you're not controlled, and they don't like people like you, and I totally get it. You could make a couple adjustments to increase your business affairs, but that's to you. You've chosen to play the route that you're playing. When I watch a Trump and I watch some of these guys, I'm like, okay, that guy, you can win him over. Just introduce him to a couple girls. He's good. Mm-hmm. Easiest way to win guys over, right?
Yeah.
It's typically guys that don't get a lot of play, and they're not good with words. They're not good with the ladies. Hey, go do XYZ to him, and he's going to fall for it at a bar. Boom. Hey, here's the clip we got from the room with you. Guess what? Da-da-da-da-da. Can happen to anybody, by the way, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So girls is one of the ways of doing it. Attention is another way of doing it. Fame is another way of doing it. Money is another way of doing it. Guess what? Trump has had it all. He's had all the girls. One too many sometimes, okay? Some that he was single, some that he wasn't single. He's had all the money. He's been to all the parties. He's got all the letters from all the most powerful people in the world telling them how much they love him. Alec Baldwin, no one ever treated me like this. Oprah Winfrey, that book he wrote about all the letters that others wrote for him that now they hate him. Chuck Schumer used to love me. He used to love me when this, that, that whole talk that he gave.
And he's right about that part.
Yeah, but the point is, he's had the girls. He's had the fame. He's had the properties. He's been to the parties. He's had the money. How the hell are you going to, does he want to be, if he's worth $2.5 billion right now?
He's not.
Let's just say he's worth,
he's not. He's a total loser. He's almost bankrupt.
Well, okay. So you can say that, and that.
Do we have to go through this again? Unbelievable. Comes right out and says everything that PBD basically just outlined. And what's Cenk the Jenk's answer to all that? He's a loser. Remember how Cenk always does that there's a robot. I am programmed to just tell what my donors say. Here's Cenk. I have Trump derangement syndrome. All I can say is bad, evil things about orange, bad man, virus running through my bloodstream. Cannot say a good word about Trump. That's all you ever hear from this guy. That's it. Anyways, folks, welcome one and all. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dr. Nasir here of the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show, where I try to give you my political perspective and my prescription for what's happening out there. And what's on tap for today? Well, we have got Cenk the Jenk of the Young Turks on the PBD, the Patrick Bet David podcast. We're doing a little bit of a reaction to it. Let's get to some more sound bites from Cenk the Jenk.
Can't say he's a loser,
but
total loser.
But if you say he's bankrupt, you can say that can be your opinion. But the last 60 years, or the last 50 years, proves you wrong. Okay,
absolutely.
15 years Apprentice was number one. How the hell are you that entertaining to be number one for 15 years, right? Financially, real estate properties, when you think about a real estate name brand, you think about one name. You don't think about 50 different names. You think about a guy that's been able to brand himself, you think about Trump. Now, are you going to buy Trump steak? Probably not. But you're going to buy...
Neither did anyone else.
Neither did but the point is, he's had great victories. He's got kids that are doing well for themselves. He's got a daughter that, has...
So does Biden.
Yeah. That was a different angle you took. But where I'm going with this is, that's the part where I feel they can't stand the guy because they cannot control him. So for me, when I see... what's going on with them wanting to get rid of this guy. And you're like, look, the big donors don't want to give him money. Look how much money he got. No, he can't raise any money. Nobody wants to give him any money. And look at this stuff. Yeah, but the people that are raising money are the people that are not being trusted because they're part of the establishment, left or right, a lot of people are saying. So this is why guys like RFK are getting some momentum. This is why guys like Vivek are getting some momentum. Because Vivek's got his own money. RFK's coming out doing some grassroots stuff. So what are your thoughts on this with Trump?
Yeah. So first of all, with Trump, look, the guy's got insatiable greed. So I don't buy that, he's had enough. He's never had enough, okay? Number two, he's a natural born loser. He's lost at everything except two things. Obviously, he won the presidency in 2016. Yeah, he lost the popular vote, and Democrats cry about that. And they should. The Electoral College is terrible. It's a disaster.
Electoral College, popular vote. Let's go back to the popular vote. The blubbering buffoon. Every time they have to bring that thing up, it's just like nails on a freaking chalkboard. Like, they can't say that. He won the Electoral College. He won the presidency, but we won the popular vote. That's all they can say, folks. That's all they've got.
But he won the Electoral College. He won it, right? So you give him that for sure. And he's great at marketing. Just blah, 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 Trump, 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 Trump. And Democrats don't get it. They're such knuckleheads. They're like, if we have an accomplishment, we should whisper about it on NPR. No, you should scream at the top of your lungs like Trump does. But having said that, bankrupt 6 times, got...
So what, bankrupt 6 times? He could be bankrupt 60 times. But he always comes back. Number 1 hit show for over a decade and a half. Huge book. Huge real estate properties. I mean, everything. Yeah, so he tried his dabbled in steak and water and some other businesses or whatever. What did it cost him? Maybe a couple of bucks to set those things up? Who cares?
Clowned in 2020, and he's been crying about it ever since, like a little spoiled brat. Had to have his dad get him into the schools that he got into. He hides his grades from high school and college because he's a loser. He's a spoiled little baby. He blew $413 million from his dad. Blew it all. Then he got $400 million from Apprentice. Why was that successful? Because of the producers. I know the producers on that show. They had to treat him like a baby. Hey, baby, come here. Baby, say this.
The same producers have done shows that flopped.
Yeah,
you know how hard
but they were also the same producers who did other number one hits.
It is so hard to keep a number 1 hit show for 15 years.
But if you want to say Trump is entertaining, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's pretty good at marketing, right? And he says these terrible things, but people laugh, right? And I get it. And you know his giant strength that people don't talk about, and no one in mainstream media acknowledges this. He doesn't look fake. I think he's a con man, and he's been a con man his whole life, but he looks authentic because he doesn't go off a prompter. And you think, well, that's a real guy. He's saying crazy crap that nobody else would say. And all the other politicians look like actors. They're robots. They come out like Pete Buttigieg came out from a factory. Everybody knows that, right? Yeah. Gavin Newsom, but also DeSantis and McConnell. They're all robots. They come in, I will do this. I have been told by my donors this is great policy, right? And so he has the feelings of authenticity. But if you look at his records, like you say, great in real estate, he's awful in real estate.
You don't know what the hell you're talking. He's awful in real estate? All those buildings that he has, all the real estate properties, the casinos, yeah, okay, the casinos had some problems, went bankrupt, whatever you want to say, but they're still operating there. His buildings are still there. They're still worth something. What the hell are you talking about? Even, let's say, for example, you don't think, even if you say that he's not $3-4 billion, he's worth $1 billion. What the hell are you worth, Cenk? How many real estate properties do you have? How many hit shows do you have? You have declining ratings with the TYT. Jimmy Dore's kicking your ass on live views. The hell are you talking about? You had to go basically beg people on your knees to get money, to get funding, to continue TYT. Right? Talk about that.
In Atlantic City, he built 3 casinos. Everybody said, you're going to cannibalize it, you moron, your own business. And you know, one of his top assistants says he just likes his name in lights. So he'd like to see Trump in Atlantic City, and he bankrupted all 3 because he sucks at business.
You think you're good in business?
Yes.
You think you're good in business?
Yes.
Cenk.
Yes.
Seriously.
100%.
Okay, so when's your birthday, by the way? What month's your birthday? Let me see.
March.
March 30, 21st. Okay.
Yeah.
You're a Pisces. You're a Pisces.
Aries, beginning of Aries.
Oh, you made it to Aries.
Yes.
Interesting. My dad's in Aries. I get along with Aries. Okay. So he's on April 10th. So you barely are in Aries, though, by one day, right?
Beginning of the
Interesting.
of spring.
Okay.
You made the cut, man. You made
vertical. So okay, bro. When you say that, for me, I feel like if there's anybody that would be like a pro-Trump guy in the confusing way, it would be you. Okay, I know this is like this guy's lost his mind. You have no clue who the F I am. Are you crazy? There's no way. Because in business, do you have a perfect record with business? No. Do I have a perfect record with business? No.
Nobody does. Yeah.
Nobody does. But, has Trump taken it to certain levels that his dad didn't take it? Yeah, that's not easy to do. His dad wasn't as famous as this guy got. It's a very hard work to do that. There's a lot of kids that are spoiled kids from a rich father who don't do shit with the money, and they become crack addicts.
Absolutely.
And they become drug addicts. And they hire prostitutes all the time, and they go try to sell their laptops at different places. And they, I'm not saying about anybody
Who
specific.
could that be?
This
It
happens
seems
every
like you're
once.
saying it about somebody specific.
This kind of stuff does happen every once in a while, right? There's stories like that you hear. It's like, oh, okay, this guy's going to make it. This guy's not going to make it. So there is something about him. One can say John F. Kennedy became a president because of his father, Joseph Kennedy, because okay, fine. And Joseph Kennedy became successful because his dad had all this money from. Okay, fine. Okay. There's some of it that's got to go to the credit of the individual. Perfect. So
I'm going to end this part here. We'll continue the series in another video set. But again, it's just that Cenk the Cenk has got just so much animosity. He's just so, in terms of, with Trump, he's just jealous. He wishes that he could have like a 10th of what Trump has in terms of popularity, a 10th of what he has in real estate. I mean, a 10th of the charisma, a 10th of the knowledge, a 10th of the strength of. Just everything about Trump that's there. Cenk wishes that he had, but he doesn't. So what's he do? He dumps on Trump is what he does. Because that's the only way that he can make himself feel larger than Trump, bigger than Trump, better than Trump. PBD asks him, you think you're good in business? Yeah. You think you're really good in business? Oh, yeah. Really? Oh, absolutely. 1,000%. I'm better than Trump in everything in business. I've got a huge business. Oh, really? Amazing, folks. Amazing. Talk about being a narcissistic egomaniac. Cenk the Cenk. Top of the list, folks. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your host, Dr. Nasir. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and follow us. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Check out our links above and below. My final thought, as always, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're just wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.